All right, guys, let's go and check out this compilation video. Here we go.
When he told me he was 34, I said, where's your wife and kids, bro? Like, you're 34?
Yeah, come on, getting up there.
I'm like, you're getting up there. That's
40 is right around the corner.
40 is right there. You're going to be 35 really soon. And he was like, oh, like, I'm in no rush, blah, blah, blah. You know why he's not in a rush? Because he's expecting that he's going to scoop up like a 25, 26-year-old. So he's not in a rush.
Oh.
And I'm just like, oh, yeah, it's not going to work. So I think like a lot of men think like that.
That mentality.
Like, okay, they don't understand that a man's reality is completely different than a woman. Okay, as a man, you have to build yourself up. Okay, men are not born, they're built. Okay, you literally have to build yourself up brick by brick according to society to be worth a damn. Okay, so usually that happens in your 30s, could even happen in your 40s, even in your 50s. I'm just saying, okay, especially from a financial perspective, you know, it takes time, right? It takes time to build that up. So can a man 34 years old attract a woman that's 25? Absolutely. Absolutely. Okay. Women are always going to have hypergamy. Okay. A woman wanting a leader and a man that has money is never going to change. Right? It's never going to go out of style in regards to a 25-year-old woman or woman of any age, really. Wanting a man that has money is a leader and has put the work in. Okay. So the fact that they don't understand that, okay, they think that, you know, what happens or what applies to a woman that's 34 years old, nah, that does not apply to a man that's 34 years old.
I told y'all that women should be dating 2 to 3 men, and the amount of women that wrote me saying 2 to 3, oh my God, that's exhausting, that's tiring, 2 to 3, hell, I can't even find one. Where you find one at? And I'm so concerned for y'all. Huh? I'm trying to figure out why are y'all so exhausted. You should be choosing up, baby. It's not a man on this earth that is exhausting me. It's not one man that I'm dating that it is laborious, okay, to date him, all right? You have to choose up. You should be choosing up financially, period. You should be choosing up an emotional maturity. You should be choosing up and vibes and quality of life. If anything, nothing should be happening, but life is getting better for you. Those bags that you're carrying, it should be less for you to do, baby. I'm not understanding why y'all truth is I'm tired. What is going on? Choose up, my love. Everything should be increasing.
This is what we're promoting to women. Date 2, 3, 4 different guys, no problem. Okay, trade them like Pokemon cards. This is what we're doing. I mean, essentially telling women to be ran through. I mean, these dudes ain't doing this for nothing. Okay, you talking about making your life easier and paying bills, this, that, and the third. Yeah, some of these guys are gonna want some cheeks. Okay, that's just the reality of the situation. So you're gonna be ran through, lose your capability to pair bond, comparing that guy to this guy. Okay, jumping from guy to guy, trading dudes like Pokemon cards, and you know, thinking that you have more time than you actually do. Okay, staying in the single dating market for too long. And then we've seen this story time and time again where women end up hitting the wall. Okay, where are the good men? Okay, so this message is extremely dangerous, okay, especially for some of these model women that are going to eat this up.
I can keep the trappers, the scammers, the athletes, the rappers. I want me a little doctor, a little engineer, a lawyer. I'm manifesting a classy life because the way that they be having y'all go through all that ghetto shit, no thank you.
I hear what she's saying, okay, I really do. I don't know if I can take her serious, okay? She's snatching oxygen out the air, okay? Her bird claws clicking and clanking like pots and pans.
No. Mm-mm. Mm-mm. No. 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 Hell no.
Why, as a community, do we have a bunch of black women in shelters with their kids? What does that tell you about the men in our community if there's such an epidemic of black women in shelters with their black?
It says nothing about the man. That's what it says. It says nothing about the black man. The reason, in my opinion, why so many black women are homeless or in shelters with their kids is because we prioritize the wrong things. These are the same women who don't need a man. Same women out here who are going to the IVF clinic to get a baby put in them without a man. These are the same women who brag and brag and brag about how they don't want a man. They can do it by themselves. So the women who choose to prioritize things, living in condos, driving cars that they can't afford, is why they're homeless with their kids. They're trying to live up to social media. They're trying to live up to things that they can't really obtain. living outside of our means. And instead of acknowledging that, we blame it on the man.
I mean, listen, keep that same energy. Okay, you didn't need a black man then, you don't need him now, right? You don't need him now, right? A black man is not responsible for your poor decisions in life. Okay, your poor financial decisions, the amount of debt that you have, you know, you went out and bought that Mercedes-Benz C-Class or CLA, you put some rims on it. And I know a woman that I used to talk to many, many years ago. She had that very same scenario, right? She couldn't afford her bills, living check to check, okay, could barely afford her rent. And she's driving a Mercedes-Benz on rims. And in my head, I'm like, where are your priorities, right? Why don't you get rid of that car? Okay, ain't no shame in getting a Honda or a Toyota, you know, downgrading, or, you know, I wouldn't even call it a downgrade. I would just call it being smart, really. Okay, being financially smart, because you don't have the money at the time. And yeah, have some money in your pocket and figure out your next steps moving forward. Okay, so, you know, these chicks going broke and living in homeless shelters and about to be evicted, this, that, and the third. Nah, that's not the black man's problem.
Black women and their sons, black women treat their sons as if that's the man that they're dating.
Yes,
and
that's the king.
Yes,
they
and that
treat that better
causes
than a
problems.
husband.
I remember I was watching this video on TikTok of this little girl. She was crying. Her mom was on her way home from work, and her son, 28 years old, sitting at the game, playing a video game all day. The little girl had just finished her homework, and dinner wasn't cooked. Dinner wasn't done at all. And the mom came in, and she's recording her mother about to kick her out the house because the dinner was not done. But it's like, your grown ass son is sitting right the there, and he has not done all day. Yeah. And you mean to tell me she has to cook, she has to do all of this stuff? Black women, even with the younger ones, how they dress them up and have them carrying on out here with the chains and the dreads and all of that stuff. Why does your young ass son look like the man that just left you?
Let me know what you guys think about that. Okay, unfortunately, that is the harsh reality when it comes to the community, right? 70% of black babies are born out of wedlock. Right? So the son, unfortunately, becomes what's known as the son husband. Okay, taking on the role and the responsibility of a husband. Okay, when in reality, the mother was supposed to secure a husband. Okay, which is unfair to the son because he has his life to live. Right? So instead of living his life and securing his future financially, he now needs to support his mother because of a lack of a husband in the household. Okay, so, hey, some people may say that's what you're supposed to do. You're supposed to help your parents out. And I will agree to an extent, but at the same time, you have your own life to live. Some parents in different groups will give their kids money and say, here's 50,000, here's 100,000 to help you buy a house. Right? Here you go. Boom. Here's 100 grand to get started with life, right? So that you're in a better position when you're out here. Okay. Because as we know, life is extremely difficult, but it seems like in the community, in the black community, unfortunately, that doesn't happen too often. Okay. Now I'm not saying it doesn't happen. I'm just saying it doesn't happen too often.
Please do not address me as a strong, independent black woman. It's not a compliment. I never hear a man that is raising children alone say, I'm mom and dad. He never becomes overly feminine because he's raising children. But we as women become overly masculine because we are raising children, because I'm mom and dad and I got to do all these things, right? And now I put extra stuff on me and then I say, ain't nobody helping me. Well, nobody told you to do that. There is help available, all because I was trying to overcompensate for what daddy wasn't doing. I didn't have to be mom and dad because when you think of something strong, you do not think of coming to the aid of it. So when we are looked at and walk around as strong, what we're putting out is, I do not need assistance. I don't need your help. So anytime a man says, oh, I love it, you're so strong. I said, no, I'm not strong. I'm resilient. I'm not independent. I'm interdependent.
Growing up is realizing that a lot of older black women are evil as
and they are the devil that they try and pray away every Sunday.
To this day, the only time that I've actually genuinely been bullied is by older Black women. When I was in high school, I went to a boarding school in Virginia. For context, I'm from New Jersey. And my sophomore year of high school, I took 2 math classes because I wanted to get ahead. So I took Algebra 2 and Geometry. My geometry teacher was an older Black woman, probably in her mid-40s, who genuinely believed that I did not deserve to be in the class. Sorry, the sun went away a bit. Yeah, she felt like I was not meant to be in this class at all, and she tried very hard from the beginning to make me drop. And how she would do this would just be by intimidating me. So anytime I had a question, she would basically shame me in front of the rest of my classmates. Everybody else could ask a question, but when it came to me asking the question, it was a problem. It got to the point where at 15 years old, obviously I don't want to get bullied in front of my classmates and my peers, so I just stopped asking questions. And I was struggling a lot in that class because I literally could not ask questions. Another thing that she would do was make fun of my natural hair all the time. And no offense to this lady, I don't like to talk poorly about Black women's hair, but she was probably the last person on earth that should have had anything to say about a Black girl's hair. She would go out of her way to make fun of my hair, not only in front of my classmates, but in front of my other teachers. And very soon, these teachers started making derogatory comments about my hair as well. Getting bullied by adults as a kid, literally rewires your brain. You no longer have trust for adults, lose a lot of respect for them. The next story that I have is very recent. This was a few months ago. After work, my friend Suma and I went to Aldi to get groceries. After I fill up my cart and I go to self-checkout like I usually do, I took out my phone, Apple Paid, everything like that. I usually just hit don't give me the receipt, because if I'm going grocery shopping, I already know what I'm buying. I very rarely make returns. And there was this older Black female security guard that was watching me the whole time, and she's watching me like a hawk. So she's seeing everything that I'm doing. And once I'm done paying for my stuff and I'm getting ready to go, she stops my friend and I. And she asks us, "Where's your receipt?" Obviously, I had declined to receive a receipt. So I told her this very calmly. I was like, "Yeah, I don't have my receipt. I just declined it." And she was like, "You're not supposed to do that, right? I go to this Aldi all the time, so I usually don't get a receipt ever." She's like, "How am I supposed to know that you're not stealing?" I don't know, man. I'm not. I can literally show you my Apple Pay on my phone, and I can show you that I spent money at this Aldi. I spent $50. She's like, "Yeah, but that doesn't tell me anything." At this point, I'm thinking if me showing you my Apple Pay that says that I just spent $50 just now, if that doesn't show you anything, then what are we really talking about? So again, I'm just apologizing to her I didn't know, my bad. I'll keep that in mind for next time. This woman keeps me at the self-checkout for 6 to 7 minutes. Finally, she's like, "I'll let you go this time, but you need to be careful and you need to watch out. You're a young Black girl, and a lot of these people here can think that you're stealing." And I look around the store. She's the only Black employee there. Nobody is paying attention to us at all. She is the only person that has come up to me suspecting that I'm stealing. This is a Black woman. She's hiding it under the guise of, "I'm just trying to look out for you." And those 2 experiences are just one out of multiple that I've had with older Black women that I have just felt very antagonized. So I truly want to know, why does this happen?
I don't know. Okay, the only thing that I can really think of is they're jealous and bitter. Okay, they really are. Okay, especially in the first example that she mentioned. Okay, she talked about hair, and the older, I think she mentioned teacher was hating on her hair, and maybe she was threatened. Okay, maybe you had a better hair texture than she did. Okay, I'm just saying that could very well be a possibility. Some of these older Black women, they're just jealous and envious of the younger women. Okay, especially if they view you as competition. Maybe you're doing something positive. They see greatness in you. Maybe you represent something that they possibly wanted to do that they never ended up doing. Okay, that could very well be a possibility. I'm just saying, I don't know. But let me know what you guys think about that. Why do you think that's the case? Okay, why do you think older Black women hate on younger Black women?